Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and we are back at the mystery pick for another episode of Script My Pants, where I spend a bunch of script at the Bavaria and see if we get anything interesting. Now, this has been filmed in advance, the mystery pick is on, blah 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 blah. Like, comment, subscribe. Alrighty, mystery pick time once again. Let's see if we get anything interesting and anything worth scrapping. Gormons with weapon speed and endurance. Not a great combination of effects, but that endurance effect on the bottom there is very valuable to me. I love endurance. I love endurance. Now we've got Sentinel's effect on here. I do not have that on this character, which is very good for me. Charisma, which I could take it or I could leave it, and auto stim, and that auto stim is absolutely useless, but the other two effects, potentially worth learning. You could make a charisma armor set that makes prices very good in vendors, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Same goes for this one. We will scrap that just because just because I have arbitrary whim today. Mutants, not the best effect. Junkbait, certainly not the best effect either. Vampire's Warglaive with the melee damage reflection and Vat's critical charge. Now, the Vat's critical charge is a decent effect. Vampires is also a decent effect, but I don't use melee weapons on this character, and the middle effect is absolutely pants. Juggernaut's Boxing Glove with the middle effect riposting is bad, but Defenders is actually not bad, especially if I put that on a melee weapon. It's going to be very valuable. Why am I getting Warglaives today? So the weapon speed here is actually very valuable. I'd need to check if this character's got it, but I don't know if they do. Free agility, not the best effect that you could get in terms of stats, and Nocturnal is just very meh. Nocturnal is just very meh. Now on this character we do have Cavaliers, though I don't know if we have Powered, so this might be worth swapping to another character to scrap, just in the off chance that we get one of those effects, because Powered is very decent to have on armor. 5% AP regen is not to be sniffed at. 2-shot on a shotgun is absolute garbage, and the free strength on here, this is definitely a scrap item, because if I learn either of those two effects I'll be quite happy. Limb damage, not so much so, but it is what it is. Auto Stim, Botsmith, Chest Piece. Now this is scrap, 100%. Antiseptic Defenders on there is not what I really want on anything. Though Defenders, again, is something I can put on melee weapons, so maybe worth scrapping. I don't know. Nah, let's say no. Let's just say Script. Nocturnal Sickle with limb damage and free strength. Free strength I definitely want, so we will be scrapping that one. Nocturnal and Crippling I'm not interested in whatsoever, and it is on a sickle, so it is very easy to just get rid of it. And the same goes for this one, very easy to get rid of it, because Assassins and Perception are absolute garbage, but that explosive effect is something I definitely want to obtain. Berserker's Ripper with replenish X point of each kill and damage taken while blocking. I already have Cavaliers on this character, so I don't need to do that. Inertial, I do think it has more value than people give it credit for, but I'm not that interested in it, so that is a scrap weapon. Exterminator Sturdy Leather with Charisma and Radiation Recovery. Again, we can use that to learn Charisma, but we could scrap it as well. I'm not entirely certain what we're going to do with those items, because I am just very over the place. Again, Aristocrat's Charisma. I've got Aristocrats on this character, so the only thing on there is Charisma, so this might be worth scripting because it is a power armor piece. Like 45 script is nothing to sniff at. Junkie's Guitar Sword with Riposting and Durability. Durability is an effect I definitely want to learn. It's absolutely fantastic on so many weapons, so that is one that we will be putting into a workbench rather than the machine. And Juggernaut Sheepscots with weapon speed. Again, I'd need to check if I've got weapon speed on here. If I don't, then we will scrap that. If we do, then I'll probably swap it to another character to get use out of it there. Auto Stim Glutton's Defenders on this power armor piece. I think that's scrap, because I want the script back. I definitely want the script back. Defenders isn't worth keeping that piece of armor for as a secondary effect, maybe. Now, reload speed on here, however, is very worth keeping, so this might get swapped to another character, because I'm almost certain I have reload speed on here. And yeah, scrap. Life-saving, fireproof, and frozen are free effects that I'm not interested in on this character at all, so we will scrap that. Hunter's Chainsaw with power attack damage and damage taken while blocking. The power attack damage is actually worth it, so we will scrap that unless this character has learned it at a random moment. Definitely worth scrapping because the middle effects quite often are. Now this one, I have the Cavalier's effect, so I'm going to swap this to another character to learn the effect potentially, because you want more characters with more effects so that you know, when you've got, while you're playing other characters and you're gathering modules, you get something to spend them on. Now, durability is the only good... Actually, no, that's enhanced is actually not bad. This one's definitely scrap, though. The top effect Zealot's not interested in, but the other two effects I definitely want for a piece of gear. And the endurance on this axe is definitely worth that as well. Inertial and mutants, not the best effects, but, you know, definitely not the worst either. The 2 endurance in the middle slot, I need to see if this is worth swapping to another character, or if this character has this learned. But I definitely want to scrap that for the mutants effect. The other 2 effects are just not interesting to me. Now this one is unfortunately Script, because Junkies, Bashers, and Resilient, all 3 of those effects I just don't care about. Junkies needs a complete rework before I'm going to give it any attention anymore. It just really just doesn't tickle my pickle. Then we've got Assassin Solar Armor with Strength and the Safecrackers effect. Now, I don't know if I have Strength on this character. Again, I would need to check. If I don't, then we will scrap that. If I do, we're going to scrap it. Zealot's Missile Launcher with Fats Hit Chance and the Weapons Break Slower. Now, I could take that 2-shot effect on the top of there and then turn this into a funny little weapon, but I've got many weapons like it, so I want that durability effect, so we're going to scrap that to try and get that off there. That is Script, Nocturnal Crippling, and Agility on a melee weapon are just 3 effects you don't want on a melee weapon. Together especially. Yeah, not interested in that one whatsoever. Bolstering, Fireproof, Electrified. This one's another Script item because I am not interested in any of those effects. I already have Electrified, and I'm fairly certain I already have Fireproof. So yeah, not interested in them in the slightest. Then we have the Exterminator's Gauss Pistol with limb damage and the weight reduction there. That one's Script. You know, I like Gauss Pistols, but none of those effects really gel with each other or do anything, and I'm not really interested in lightweight, especially if I'm going down the route of having weapon weight armor. It makes that kind of effect redundant to me. The endurance effect on the Stalker's Pipe Revolver with the damage while aiming, Hitman's, is definitely worth scrapping because I want that effect off the bottom. And... Two-shot harpoon gun with projectiles explode for weapon damage, and that's critical charge. I'm going to keep that for the funny. It's probably absolutely rubbish, but we're going to keep it for the funny. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Exterminator's Gauss Rifle with weapon speed and the resistance while reloading. Only weapon speed on there is valuable, so we'll probably swap that over to another character just to see what we get. Quad Gatling with bash damage and weapon breaks 50% slower. Now, in this weapon, the only bad effect is the bash damage, obviously. But you don't need a quad short Gatling and the durability effect on there. I am going to scrap that just because I've got like a quad explosive weapon break slower one already on another character. I don't need this one, and I want the effects off it, so we'll see what we get. And last but not least, Vanguard's Charisma Belted. We'll see what we do with this. I'm not entirely sold on it yet. But yeah, it's interesting. Now tonight's top pick, just because it's dumb, is the 2-shot harpoon gun with bullets explode for weapon damage and the critical charge. I don't think this is going to be good, but I certainly want to see how funny it is. Right, let's scrap some stuff, see if we can learn some cool effects. We are probably not going to, but we'll definitely see what we can learn. Nope. Very silly. This is the thing about when you've played this game for so long and you have so many items, and you did what I did in at the start of this season, where you just scrap so much stuff. I've learned so many plans that there's not a huge amount of plans that I physically can learn now. As a result, when I am scrapping things, the chance that I actually get something new is very, very slim, because I am scrapping weapons at a much slower rate than I did initially, because I have to be picky, because there's no point scrapping like a load of items that I already have all the effects out of. There really just isn't. And as a result, we end up in a position where I just don't learn things very quickly, or at least on the characters you're seeing today. I might transfer some of these over, and you might see some plans layered on that character. Alright, let's see what we can get out of this character. This one hasn't really learned anything, so I can script just about anything and potentially get a plan out of it. Probably won't, because let's be honest, there is lots of effects that we are probably not going to unlock very easily, but it's always worth a try. It's genuinely worth a try. Oh, well, we got a module, we didn't learn a plan. I mean, it's better than a kick in the head. We at least got a module out of it. I think this is the thing about when it comes to these types of videos and these types of things. You kind of win some, you kind of lose some. We aren't always going to get stuff out of it. And the more we learn, the harder it's going to be. But that's the kind of thing. This is a grind. The legendary system is a grind in Fallout 76. But once you manage to get to the end of that grind, you can make just about anything you want with just a little bit of effort and grinding for modules. So yeah, either way, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, leave that down in the comments below. And I'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.
Down in a vault where the echoes dance, Purveyor Murmur takes a chance. With scraps and script, she makes her trade. And in this fallout world, fortunes are made. Gems and trinkets, treasures galore. Behind her counter, well to explore. Her ghoulish smile, a cryptic jest in the wasteland's heart. She is the best. Gems and trinkets, treasures galore. Behind her counter, wealth to explore. Her ghoulish smile, a cryptic jest in the wasteland.